In this video tutorial, we're going to cover two functions up here toward the right-hand side of the upper toolbar. The first of those is EQ, and the second we're going to talk about is vocal reduction. Let's go ahead and start with EQ. If you open the EQ window, you will see a 9-band slider starting down here at 80 and going up to 16K. Essentially, you can grab these sliders and move them manually, or you can use these presets, and those will adjust the sliders. The other thing that you can do is reset. Everything's back to flat or 0. And if you would like to, you can delete any of these by clicking this button here with the X on it. If you want to add one, test, and we'll save that as a new one. And then, as I said before, if you want to delete it, you select it, click that button, and are you sure you want to delete this preset? Yes, and it deletes it. This last button here with the arrow on it is a save button. So, for example, if you use one of these presets like the vocal and you decide that you would like to permanently change this because you'd like to maybe raise these sliders here at the 250 and the 500, raise these a little higher, and maybe also push this 1K one up a little bit. If you want to overwrite the existing preset, then you would select this button here with the blue arrow on it. It will save those changes, and now those changes are permanent. So that's how the presets work, and we're doing presets together with vocal reduction because sometimes it's a help to use both of these together. You know, if you're trying to focus in on a specific instrument, sometimes you can help yourself by changing the EQ by bumping up certain frequencies and pulling down other frequencies to enhance a particular frequency range of an instrument. So that's one way in which you can focus in on an instrument. So that combined with vocal reduction over here sometimes gives you the best results. And let's just briefly talk about vocal reduction in terms of what you can expect. The vocal reduction is a great feature when it works, but in today's recording environment with multiple tracks, and I say multiple, I mean it's not uncommon to have 20, 30, 40, 50 tracks and very sophisticated mixing techniques, you'll find that this doesn't work as often as what it does perhaps on some of the older songs. But regardless, it all comes down to how a song is mixed and mastered in the studio as to whether or not the vocal reduction is going to work well. And what we're going to tell you is that on some songs it works very, very well. On other songs it works a little bit, and on some songs it will not work at all. So it's not something that you should worry about if it's not working, because it's simply probably a song that it cannot work on. But when it does work, it's a terrific feature to have because it allows you to pull out the vocals, and therefore you can focus in on the instrumentals that are being played. And as I say, in addition to focusing in on the instrumentals, if you combine it with EQ and use the EQ sliders to enhance certain frequencies, it will help you even focus more clearly on certain types of instruments. With regard to how you use vocal reduction, essentially there's no right or wrong here. Typically what we suggest that you do is slide this somewhere in the middle around 125, and if you're going to get an effect, that's typically where you're going to hear it the best. And then once you start there, then you can slide it up or down in either direction to see whether that helps your case or not. But that's about as much guidance as there really is to give for this. So we've covered both of these, vocal reduction and EQ, and that will conclude this video tutorial. Thanks. Bye.